to another episode of Astro Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Today, we got a 2004 Kia Sedona. Vehicle's overheating. So I'm going to show you the proper procedures of diagnosing that, so you can eliminate the problem. Alright, first thing we're going to do is do a pressure test to see if there's any leaks in the system. And by doing that, we're going to use a pressure testing kit. Let me show you the kit. Now, this is the Astro pneumatic, the kit number 7858. Pretty much tests all vehicles. Different fittings, connectors. Great little set. I think the set is like $30-something. So definitely want to get you a set like that. As you can see, we already got it hooked up here. As a matter of fact, let me disconnect this. Now the first thing you want to do is make sure you have enough water in the system, because the pressure testing doesn't work unless there's enough water. So now if you feel it has a leak, you just want to put some water in there. You know, you should be using antifreeze when you finally fix everything. But right now we're going to use some water. We're going to pour it in there. Fill this up. There we go. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me set this camera up right here. Okay, now what we're going to do here is find the right fitting, like this, put it on to the radiator cap, put your test on it, hook something like an airline, hook it on, and you're going to keep pumping this up like the old bicycle pumps. Pump it up so you can build pressure up in the system. As you can see, I'm not building up any pressure, but yet I hear a leak over here. So let's build this up a little bit more. Hey, how you doing? We're gonna go over here where we heard a leak at. And if you notice, so we know right now the radiator is no good. Radiator is leaking. So definitely if it's losing antifreeze and water, this car is going to overheat. But we're not going to stop there. What we're going to do now is start the vehicle up, make sure the electric fans come on, make sure we got circulation by checking the upper and lower radiator hoses, make sure they're getting hot. So that checks the circulation of the water pump also, and the thermostat. Alright, because you don't want to do a radiator and all of a sudden the car's still overheating. So let's start this vehicle up and let it warm up. So when it warms up, we're going to come back, check the temperature, and see how it goes. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, got the car running. We're going to bring the RPM up. Notice the check engine light is on and everything. Let's bring the RPM, try to get this thing heated up. Now at the same time, what I'm doing, I'm listening for any noises, especially like the water pump. I don't hear it. That sounds pretty good. It's a good sign. So we're gonna sit here and let this vehicle warm up, and get our temperature about halfway. As you can see, our temperature's pretty cold. Okay, so when we come back, we'll have this nice and warm. We'll be right back. Okay, checking in here. We got the RPM at about 2,500. Our temperature is about halfway. Okay, I'm gonna go out here. And you can see, you can actually hear it. The fans is turning, so we know the fans are working. So we ain't gotta go with no electrical fans or the thermostat because there's no work. That also means the water pump is circulating, because if the water pump wasn't circulating, fans wouldn't even come on. Now what we're going to do is just wait till the fans shut off by themselves, which it should, because we do have some water in there. So let's go back in here and let's see if they shut off. We can hear it. Still hear the fans going. Temperature's not halfway yet. See, now our temperature's starting to rise a little bit. This is the part where you start getting a little worried. Okay, as you can see, from where the leak is, got steam coming from it. Fans are still on, temperature is rising. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take off this top cover to make sure to see if there's like a bleed valve up here. If it's a bleed valve, that can also cause it. Also, I'm going to talk to the customer, see when a thermostat is done. Matter of fact, have you ever had a thermostat done? All right, customer just indicated no, thermostat wasn't done, because a bad thermostat will stop up and it will cause a lot of pressure to build up in the system, which would cause a radiator to crack like that, being that they're made of plastic. So we're going to take that off just to make sure there's a bleed valve. And then pretty much that's it. We're going to need a thermostat and a radiator. Let's shut this off before we end up blowing the head gasket. Yeah, our temperature is definitely up there. Alright, we'll be right back and set this up. Alright. There is no bleeder. Thermostat is located behind the housing over here. Now what I did was take off the radiator cap and added a lot more water. And actually the fan started going down to low. Temperature dropped down a lot. So let's try this one more time. And it did take a lot of water, so what they're telling me is that the thermostat did open up, which is a very good sign. And what I want to check now is I want to get this hot again, and I want to feel the upper and lower radiator hose. If both hoses are hot, that means we got good circulation. That means more than likely the water pump is working. I just heard the fans come on. Let's go out here and check these hoses. See if we can fill these hoses. You can see this one it's already leaking. Upper radiator hose is getting hot. Now our main one is the bottom one. Right now the bottom one is ice cold. It's not a good sign. That means I'm not getting circulation. Let's go over here. Let's get this warmed up again. Now, the way a cooling system works is once the vehicle starts getting at an operating temperature, warm temperature, antifreeze circulates from most systems, from the top of the radiator when the thermostat opens, and then flows out through the bottom. So the top should be hot, the bottom should be hot to let it know it's circulating through. But right now, that bottom one's ice cold. I do not like that at all. Even with a cracked radiator, that bottom one should be warm. Which means I can't leave this at just a radiator. You gotta. But notice the temperature is staying normal, which is a good sign, which means probably the thermostat didn't open up fully yet, because I did add a lot of water to it, almost a gallon. And I noticed the fan cut off, so that's a good sign also. So let's get this warmed up, and when we come back, we're gonna go out there and check those hoses again. Okay, we back out here. Top one, hot. Top weighted hose is very hot. Fan cooling off the antifreeze. Now reach down here and reach for the bottom one. Now the bottom one's warm. That's what we're looking for. Alright, so now pretty much I know the water pump is working, the thermostat is working. The only problem with this car is it needs a radiator. Fan came, you heard the fan come on. Temperature still normal. Now hopefully there's enough water in here that will shut that fan off. But you know, I'm not expecting much. You know, because it is leaking a lot. There it is. The fan kicked off. You notice the temperature dropped down, so we know everything's good. So we can shut this off and we're gonna let the customer know what they need. Alright, there you have it. Definitely needs a radiator. No problem. When you get a radiator, replace it. Always use 50-50 antifreeze, and make sure the antifreeze that you're using says can be mixed with any color. Because if you mix two different ones that can't be mixed, that stuff gonna turn to gel. And again, let me show you real quick over here. This kit is a very good kit. Pressure tests it instead of sitting there guessing where the leak is coming from. That's instant right there, instant. Now once we do the radiator, what we're gonna do is pressure test it again to make sure nothing else is leaking. But everything else, I didn't see no stains nowhere. So if any questions, put it in the comments. This is Timmy from Astro Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. Take it easy.